Hey there, YouTube. Today I want to be talking about my updated new phone, the iPhone mini. Look at that. It is finally, I've been waiting for so long. I think one of my favorite phones was the iPhone 4, 4S. I think the 4S was probably my favorite. This original handheld, this is back when Steve Jobs said that you should be able to just hold it in one hand and be able to work with it. I think this had the 3.5-inch screen, and the iPhone mini has a 5.4. I'm not a spec guy, so 5.4-inch screen. Let's see how they compare in size. There we go. And so just on feel, we're talking about 1/4 inch, a little higher. And width, let's compare the width. It's definitely a little bit bigger. It's quite bigger compared to the iPhone 4. This is the SE back in the re-release. Again, I think a lot of people were holding this phone. I still kept mine in case, but the internal specs are just too old for today's modern world. And so the mini is here. I don't have any problems with the lock screen. I think a lot of people have some type of problem with the lock screen. It's a great device. Comes with 2 cameras, the wide and ultra wide, and all the internal specs of the iPhone 12. Very similar, same processor as the Pros. It just doesn't have the additional third camera and some of the fancy stuff, and recording in 4K 60 Dolby Vision. Again, I think I've grown out of that. I'm not into the specs. Night shooting is incredibly awesome. And I upgraded from this, or actually from my iPhone 10. And so I got the iPhone 10 when it came out, and it was the first to have the full extended screen with the little notch. And I think this was an amazing phone when it first came out. 10th anniversary of the iPhone. I think that's why they call it the iPhone 10. Came out in 2017, I believe. And this was just an amazing phone. I've had it for a long time. I did drop it, so I cracked it. I'm a little sad. And I also have my original iPhone. I guess it was just called the iPhone. This was the 8 GB version. Was it 3G? 3G was not even released. This is 2G. We're up to 5G now. This is the 2G iPhone. There were no apps when this came out. The App Store didn't exist. And I think a lot of basic stuff that we took for granted, cutting and pasting, didn't exist. A lot of things didn't exist. But this thing was beautiful. I mean, for the time when it first came out, incredibly amazing. Just one beautiful piece of hardware. I almost wish that they would re-release some sort of modern version in this original body. I would totally buy it and keep it. But the original design, one of the benefits was it was rounded. And look at that, just from a handhold perspective, it's fantastic. I chose not to go with the Max because at one point I did have a Max once and it was too much. I'm a small phone. I like being able to hold my phone. I like, with this shirt jacket, I used to be able to just slip it in here, keep my phone in that space. And sadly, the iPhone mini is not mini enough to fit within this jacket. So boo to that. I'm okay. I guess I have no opinion on that. They come in smaller boxes without the charger. It kind of sucks, but I do have a bunch of chargers. And so I guess for many of those that don't, yeah, you got to go out and buy a charger. So that kind of sucks. But I'm going to mount this original iPhone, I think, on a, I'm going to mount it somewhere and hang it on a wall. I do have the original iPad that first came out as well. I'm going to put that into my collection. I'm going to keep this iPhone 10 instead of selling it. It's only worth about $250, I think, less because it's missing some screen here. But just want to remember, 10 years apart on the phone. And, I see this just kind of as a bridge. I'll probably wait for the iPhone 20 or the 20th anniversary. Try to hold this on as long as possible. I did not get the MagSafe charger. I think a lot of people are not recommending it. I continue to use just these Qi chargers down here. I got them down here. But I also have these battery bank. This one is made by Current, a little company called Current. A little expensive, but really high-end, faux leather on top. And you can bring this battery bank with you, drop your phone on top, and it's charging. Whoa, don't break it. And I think what I've done today is just because the battery life on this is not as good, but what I'm finding myself is just surrounding myself with just these little Qi chargers all over the house and in front of my desk here when I'm working. So when I'm working, I'll just leave it down here, have it charging all the time. So that's my new adventure with the new iPhone mini. I think there's more than enough reviews out there. You don't need one more review on specs on how this works. But I think just from a daily performance, I've been an iPhone 10 user ever since it came out for a while now. The camera is significantly better, but it's gotten to the point where it's so good it doesn't matter anymore, right? Frankly, just whatever iPhone you get, you're gonna be happy with it. I don't think I have the latest SIM cards. I got to get a new one to get 5G. So I did take my old SIM card from this phone and swapped it in here, and I can't get 5G. So I'm suspecting that I do need to get a newer SIM card. So that's something to pay attention to. And just out of matter of principle, when I buy these phones, I always get the unlocked version that's not locked to any specific carrier. Just out of principle. And so this likely, I think if you followed rumors, it'll be the last one with the port. They're all going to move to this wireless MagSafe. And for the first time in my life, I chose not to buy a $40 charger that requires another brick. Probably a good idea because you don't. Let's not jump into first gen stuff anymore. I'm very tempted to replace my MacBook Pro. That's been my main machine because it is getting old. It's a 2016 model with the new Apple Silicon, but it is really hard to want to jump in there and beta test for Apple. Expensive piece of equipment to kind of navigate through while there's a bunch of compatibility issues. It just hasn't fully been baked. And so I'm going to hold off onto that. And hey, there's an amazing guy that's been following my channel. So, hey, dude, if I just sent you I just sold my Weeble Lab. And so it's coming his way on eBay. So shout out to my friend over there. Some really amazing people following me on this channel. Like, subscribe, continue to visit, leave comments. I have been engaging with lots of people on different topics and comments, and it has just been a very fun adventure keeping this channel up. I'm going to try to do a little bit more. I am swamped and a little underwater with a lot of things, but I'm thinking about just kind of expanding this out and sharing. I got a mechanical keyboard. I got a MacBook stand. At home here in Seattle, I have four workstations, different spots where I can work. And so I think in future videos, I'm going to take this camera, bring it downstairs, show you this workspace, but show you the other workspace I've set up. And you tell me, what do you think? Whether you like it or not, I will continue to do that. So I'll see you in the next one.